Why is it so that people who are privileged to get such an education, we often see them indulging into malpractices, unlawful practices? Why we cannot keep up the values are being taught to us from the child?
Everything that you are being taught with respect to the world is actually just for you. You are being told to look at that, 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 and you are standing in a dark spot. The only thing you are never looking at is yourself. We are being educated in every constitutions of the world, economics of the world, everything. And I do not know who I am, so what will I do with all that? There is this thing, greed, and if you do not know it, it will overpower you. When greed rules you, then it also rules all your knowledge. So the more knowledgeable you are, the more dangerous you become. So the monkey is carrying a nuclear-tipped missile and 2 PhDs from Ivy League universities. That's who the monkey is. You know the monkey I'm talking of, right?
Namaste, Acharya ji.
Yes.
Feeling very blessed to be able to connect with you over this. I'm Ankur, second year MTech student at IIT-Kanpur. So from childhood, I have been very fond of Swami Vivekananda. One very interesting thing I find about him is he insisted on educating the masses. He believed that education is one of the things which can resolve India's most of the problems. And also, similarly, I came across a quote from your book, Truth Without Apology, which says that is education about making a living or having a life worth living? So continuing from that, why is it so that so the education we are talking about here, that is being talked about here, is a value education or personality building education, as far as I understood. So why is it that people who are privileged to get such an education, we often see them indulging into malpractices, unlawful practices? So where things are going wrong, or why we cannot keep up the values that are being taught to us from the child?
No, that is because everything that you are being taught with respect to the world is actually just for you, right? But when a particular topic is introduced to you, the question for whom is never taken up. The relationship of the student with the topic at hand is never taken up. You see, I've learned finance, I have learned engineering, I have learned medicine, psychology, philosophy. I have learned all those things. All the learning is preceded by the I.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. The learner never receives the spotlight. You are being told to look at that, 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 and you are standing in a dark spot. And light is falling on all other things in the world and all the things that existed before you. So you have this subject called history. And any number of things can be there in this vast universe to study. And you're looking at all those things. The only thing you are never looking at is yourself. So even if you greatly know what, for example, electric current is or nuclear power is, how exactly will you know what to do with it? A very basic, innocent question. I do not know who I am, right? Because that's considered too trivial to be ever discussed. I do not know who I am. and I've enrolled in a course on nuclear physics, and I have learned all the secrets of the atom. What will I do with that? I do not know who I am. I'm a bundle of impulses. I have a lot of instincts. I believe, I feel, I react. There is motion, there is activity. All these things are there. But all these things can be found in machines also. So all these things can exist without any self-knowledge, right? A machine has no self-knowledge.
Right.
But the machine still exists and performs like human beings do. Machines today can be made to emote as well. We know of AI, we are moving towards age AI, and we'll then have super intelligence. It will be very, very difficult to tell between machine and a human being, right? All that you are doing, a machine can do much better than you. Even display emotions. Even act in a so-called conscious way. Machines can do all that.
Yeah.
So we are doing all that. We are being educated in everything. Constitutions of the world, economics of the world, everything. And I do not know who I am, so what will I do with all that? What will I do with all that? The biggest catastrophes are often brought about by the most educated people, aren't they?
Definitely.
Yep. We were talking of finance at one point, we mentioned that. No, I specifically remember the 2007-8 housing loan bubble burst in the US, precipitated by the Lehman crisis. And I know for sure, as a matter of personal knowledge, I know that the people involved there were all very, very qualified MBAs. Those who were actively responsible for that kind of a global meltdown were highly educated people. Some even had PhDs in finance. And yet they took very, very stupid decisions because they did not know their own insides. They did not realize that they were operating not on facts or solid financial fundamentals, but on that simple, ancient, primitive thing called greed. Right? There is this thing, greed, and if you do not know it, it will overpower you. Not only will it overpower you, it will control all your education. When greed rules you, then it also rules all your knowledge. So the more knowledgeable you are, the more dangerous you become. If you have a great weapon, would you want to give it to a monkey? That's the situation of those in command of great knowledge or technology or capital, but having no self-knowledge. So the monkey is carrying a nuclear-tipped missile and a huge billion-dollar bank balance and 2 PhDs from Ivy League universities. That's who the monkey is. Very knowledgeable, heavily armed, and with deep fat pockets. That's who the monkey is. He has everything. You know the monkey I'm talking of, right? He has knowledge, he has money, he has material power, but he doesn't know who he is. Therefore, he uses everything to his own destruction. That's what climate change is.
Yeah.
So when Swami Vivekananda said you need education, he was talking of both in the Upanishadic way. That's the Upanishadic insistence. you need both Vidya and Avidya. You need to know the world and you need to know yourself, and you cannot really know one without the other. Right? So he was not a mere spiritualist. He would say you need just self-knowledge. He was a wise and a very practical man who knew that you cannot have self-knowledge without knowledge of the world. Because the self and the world are always together in a dualistic pair. Jeev and Jagat cannot be separated. So you cannot know yourself if you are oblivious of the world. You cannot say, I am a Babaji living in a cave. I just do not know about technology, about the political systems, about history. I know about nothing, but I know myself. That is not possible. That is not possible. If you say, I just know myself and nothing else, then you are fooling yourself. Or it will be very, very difficult to know yourself without knowing the world. It's like trying to be at the truth without having comprehended or unraveled Maya. Is that possible? The truth, yes, is the great Atman, the truth self. But you cannot reach there without understanding this huge expanse called Maya.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah, so this has to be negotiated. Only when you have negotiated it fairly, then you can be a self-knower. Therefore, education of both kinds is deeply needed. Education of the objective world and education of the subjective self. First kind, obviously, we are providing to our kids and our young people. But the second kind is sorely missing. Even in institutions of higher learning, top ones like IITs, there is hardly anything that helps a student reflect back at himself. Yeah. All we have is map courses that tell you how to proceed towards a certain destination on the outside. Maps. Use this, reach there. We don't have mirror courses that help you see your own real face. And because we desperately lack there, therefore what we are producing is not really helping the cause of the world.
Got the answer. Thank you, Acharya ji.
Welcome. Just download the Acharya Prashant app, and there you go to the community section, and you have live testimonials streaming in at the rate of 1 every 5 minutes. I'm seeing lives change in thousands, if not millions, every day in front of my own eyes. We are doing it. Right. We have actually done it.
Join the community of more than 2 lakh participants on the Acharya Prashant app. Your first month is completely free. You'll get full access to Gita Mission. On the app, you will get regular live sessions, daily exclusive conversations with Acharya Prashant, access to the vibrant Gita community, wisdom exams, curated news, audiobooks, quotes, and much more. Search Acharya Prashant on Google Play Store or Apple App Store and download now.